This is a video to go over some of the little steps that we did in the inset on Friday. So if I wanted to add a class, once I've got my account, I go to classes in the Plickers web page, and I can just add a class like this. I give it a name. So just going to call this test. Select a year. We'll just call it other, and then we'll call it other as well for subject. And then we'll give it a colour. And we'll press save, and then Plickers will create the class. Okay, so then I want to add a roster. So to add a roster, I add roster, and then in a spreadsheet where I can download from iSams, I can very easily copy the participants, and it's usually first name with last, and then Control V and press save. And it will make a list of students. Okay, so there you can see it's made a list of those students. So each one of them has a number, and that number will follow them whilst they're in the class. Now, to add a question to my library, so if I go to library, which is the other thing we did, to add a question, so I just want to add a new question. To go to new question, okay, so I don't need the spreadsheet anymore, so I'm just going to make this so it's full screen. So new question, add a question here, solving linear equations, and then I can add a photo. So there's a photo on my desktop which I'm just going to add to it there, and then choose, gets a photo of the question. Make sure I write down what the correct answer is. I can do multiple choice or true and false. True and false is just A and B, but multiple choice is A, B, C, D. D I normally have as I need more help with this topic. Select B as the answer, and then press save. Okay, you can see it making the question there. It's made the question. Then I need to add that question to the queue. So I'm just going to add it to that class. I'm going to add it to the class inset that I already did. Okay, and then we can go back and look at their thing. So that's now been added to their queue. Now, if I connect my phone to the computer, so just connect my phone to the computer, and then we can see we can open up the Plickers app. So we'll open up the Plickers app to my education, open up my Plickers app. Okay, if I refresh this class, okay, so it's now fetching that question. A little bit slow because the internet is running a bit slow, so that question has now appeared at the bottom here of my list, I hope, of my queue, and then I can check that question once I scanned it. These will be like the results I can keep, that the system keeps for me. Oh, it's in my history, so I need to go to my queue. There's my queue. There's my queue of my question, which I've just imported. Okay, so when I scan it, I just press the scan button. I'm not going to do it now because there's no Plickers cards here. And then my history for this particular class, there is the results. Okay, that keeps it forevermore. So just go to my queue and go to that question there. So just have a quick look at live view. So turn off. Okay, so going back to the web page. And we now click live view. So we have to have a question selected on our Plickers on the iPhone or iPad. Okay, so here's my question coming up. Okay, so this is the question. Normally I don't do it this way, but you can. Okay, obviously you wouldn't have the cross and the tick there. So you can hide the panel so that they can't see, or you can show the panel. You can reveal the answers which each student's put. It won't work now because obviously it's not there. You can have a graph of what's happened, and that is a live view. If you want to have the cards, okay, if you click on here where it says cards, here is a set of cards. I normally just go for the 42 cards per sheet, remembering maybe to print them out so that they're actually square might be useful. And just one last thing, we did look at reports, so you can go to reports and go to score sheet. Okay, you can set it for a particular custom the range up to 1 month. Okay, so just going to set. You have to set the class first, so just set it for the inset day, and we will custom it for this week, 16th. That will cover it. Okay, or we can custom the range up to a month and apply, and you'll see it will load the scores for the questions we did in the inset. And then down here you can print the reports for individual students, and if you're in Chrome you can export this to CSV. Okay, so this has just been a little rundown of some of the things that we actually did in the inset on Friday. I hope this is useful.